Talking to my patients about their weight is always a challenge. I've known many of these folks forever, and I've also struggled with my own weight, so I know how uncomfortable it can be. But I also know obesity affects many aspects of health. In fact, losing just 5% of body weight can have an impact on some comorbidities. That's why I'm glad Roberto brought up the topic of his weight.
I played football in high school, so it was easy to stay in shape. Now that I'm older and bigger, it's different. My wife tells me that I keep gaining weight. Now I exercise and watch what I eat, but the weight always comes back. It's really frustrating and hard to stay motivated.
Roberto told me he's been doing everything he could, but was still struggling. I could relate to that. And I began to realize that something didn't add up. I needed to learn more. After doing some research, I learned there's more to the story than willpower alone. When patients with obesity lose weight, one response of their bodies involves an increase in the hunger hormone and a decrease in satiety hormones, including GLP-1, undermining their ability to lose weight and keep it off. Adding Saxenda, which is 97% similar to the native gut hormone GLP-1, activates the receptors in the brain to increase satiety and thereby reduce food intake. After adding Saxenda to a reduced calorie meal plan and increased physical activity, 62% of patients lost at least 5% of their body weight versus 34% on placebo, and 34% of patients lost more than 10% versus 15% on placebo in a one-year study. For a 234-pound patient, losing 5% body weight equals 11.7 pounds, and losing 10% equals 23.4 pounds. In a 3-year study, 56% of patients taking Saxenda achieved at least 5% weight loss versus 25% of patients taking placebo at year 1. Half of the patients taking Saxenda maintained weight loss at 3 years, or 26%, versus 10% of patients taking placebo. 747 patients on Saxenda and 322 patients on placebo completed the 3-year study. Of these, 52% achieved clinically meaningful weight loss at year 1 and maintained it at 3 years when taking Saxenda versus 23% of patients taking placebo, added to a reduced calorie meal plan and increased physical activity. My patients need chronic weight management because obesity is a chronic disease. Now we can focus on supporting their ongoing weight loss and long-term weight management. They have the will. Adding Saxenda gives patients the power to choose another way forward. Most people living with obesity want their healthcare provider to help. Ask your patients about their weight loss attempts today and tell them how adding Saxenda can help them lose weight and keep it off.